My whole life, I have had people say to me over and over again that I will regret not having kids. Yeah, no, that's not a thing. I'm almost 54 and I'm still waiting for that regret to show up. Guess what? It hasn't. There hasn't even been a wisp of regret. Not once. Not once. I wish people would stop freaking saying that. Why are people so fascinated by a woman that has made the conscious choice not to have kids? It's weird. It is so weird. People always assume that if you don't have kids, you must hate them or something. I don't hate them. Well, not all of them. I mean, I've got nieces and nephews and stuff, and I think they're great, especially when I can give them back when they start losing their shit. I like having my freedom to just hand that kid back when the chaos kicks in. And honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, there's this weird narrative that if you don't have kids, your life is somehow empty or sad. But I have never felt that. I knew from a very young age that I did not want to have kids. I had an aunt. I remember this very clearly. We were at my grandmother's house, and my aunt was sharing a story about how she was going to have a hysterectomy. And I asked her at the time what that was, what's a hysterectomy? And she told me what it was and that she wouldn't be able to have children anymore. I immediately screamed, I want that. I want that. I was 7. I was a wee tyke. And even from then I knew I did not want children. So let's also talk about the other argument of people saying that I'm selfish, right? I'm selfish for not wanting to have children. Like, okay, so if knowing what I want and sticking to it makes me selfish, then sign me up. I mean, isn't it less selfish that I didn't bring a life into this world that I didn't want to raise? Wouldn't it be selfish to do it because that's what's expected of my gender? I have never felt that pull to be a mom, and I wasn't about to have a kid just because society kept nudging me in that direction. I never had that biological clock thing that I hear people talking about. I have no idea what that is or what it feels like. But the one thing that always gets me is people say, "Oh, you're going to be all alone when you're old." As if having kids absolutely and totally guarantees that they will be by your side, making sure that you never feel lonely and that they will take care of you, right? I don't know. I mean, have you ever noticed how people use fear to try to convince you to make the same choices that they did? I'm not your little validation buddy. I'm just not. So, look, if I end up old and decrepit hanging out with my husband and my dog, then so be it. That sounds awesome to me. And let's get real about this whole what's your purpose thing, right? People, oh, well, what's your purpose then if you're not going to have a family? Like the only reason that we're here on earth is to raise the next generation. Nah, nah, there's lots of people having lots of babies. I think we're good. And that's not everyone's path. We've all got our own reasons for being here. And if yours doesn't involve parenthood, then that's perfectly fine. So what is your purpose? What makes your life feel full? Because that's for you to decide, no one else. Not wanting kids doesn't make you deficient, broken, or immature. It just makes you you. And if I'm being honest, I would have made a terrible mother. I, I would have made my child grow up in a bubble because I'd be so scared that anything would ever happen to them. So why should I have kids if I would not make a good mom, right? People have told me my whole life, oh, you're going to change your mind. You're going to wish that you did, or when this milestone happens in your life, you'll want kids or whatever. And that never happened to me. Never. People who don't get it will never get it. And that's okay. But what's not okay is letting them tell you how they know your mind better than you do. Huh? So, not everyone needs to have kids to be fulfilled. And if anyone tries to tell you otherwise, they're just projecting their own expectations on you. Your life doesn't need to look like anyone else's to be valuable or full. So, yeah, I'm 53, no kids. Couldn't be happier about that decision. Woot woot. I have not had one modicum of regret my entire life. Not one. Nope. No, not one. Seriously, not a single one. It has never, ever been a source of regret in my life. Never, never. My life is exactly how I want it to be. So we all get to choose what makes our lives meaningful, and there's no one size fits all answer. So I want to hear from you. What about you? What is your version of a fulfilling life? Whether you're kid free, a parent of 47, or somewhere in between, own it, live it unapologetically. So thank you so much for hanging out today. I will see you in the next video.